If you're interested in supporting this work, you can support me on Patreon, and that will help me make more videos and more podcasts for you in the future. Click the link down below on Patreon, or I'll put the link up here in the corner to Patreon, so you can go there and become a Patreon supporter.
Get mantra and meditation MP3s at jasongallant.ca.
Today I thought it would be great to discuss a trap that many of us get caught in from time to time, but it is a very lethal trap because it forces you to shut down your awareness and also quit receiving or being receptive to the pleasure that you are, the incredible bliss or unconditional fulfillment that you are. As you receive, like I've talked about many times, receive many different emotions, many different types of storms within, there is this mystical recycling process that happens that allows wisdom to burst forth, but most importantly, unconditional freedom, an experience of this unconditional freedom that cannot be replaced by anything externally. So one of these traps is the addiction to pleasantness. Externally, that is. Because this addiction to pleasantness happens when you are also incapable of receiving that which is unpleasant within. So people who avoid any type of experience within that is unpleasant, they push it down, they will externally also look for the same thing that they're doing to themselves, because if they're not willing to accept their own unpleasantness, they'll definitely not be able to accept the unpleasantness externally. Now, the problem with this is that when you stop receiving, when you have suppressed receiving and experiencing your internal experience, and then you stop receiving external experiences that don't suit your idealism, you start to have a disconnect from reality. You're just turning a blind eye to things that you don't like, even though it's still reality. There are still things happening. I mean, we've all seen this where someone, I just don't want to see it, I don't want to see it. Meanwhile, the thing that they don't want to see will still have very real repercussions in their lives. So enlightenment is about clarity. It isn't about just being pleasant all the time. It's about absolute clarity and being able to receive all that's here in this moment about yourself or in yourself and externally. It isn't about avoidance. Now you'll find that if you cannot deal or receive your internal experience, and you cannot receive the external experience, no matter how truthful it is, no matter how much reality it is, you're not able to receive those things. What will happen is that you will search for superficial relationships or superficial things that match your preferences. We see this in the spiritual circles. You'll see people that are conned because they search for a person who plays a very strong, pleasant role, but is not emanating truth, not emanating the very freedom. This person is just telling a story that matches what you want to hear. It's kind of like a deal with the devil, right? The deal with the devil always says, everything you want, okay, I'll give you anything you want. Anything you want to hear, yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do for you. But then there's a back-end deal. There's a price you pay for that. So there's a price you pay for ignoring reality. If I ignore gravity, or the reality of gravity, and I step off a cliff, then there's going to be a price to pay, you see. So just because gravity might not be pleasant because it is a form of limitation, doesn't mean I should shut down my awareness of that. Now, this isn't doom and gloom. This is a very exciting thing, because when you receive the so-called unpleasant within, it becomes something so much greater than unpleasantness. It becomes your freedom. There is like I've said before, a mystical recycling process that happens that nourishes you on many levels. Not only does it bring you wisdom, but it brings you health. It strengthens your immune system in many ways. It strengthens your body, and it strengthens your clarity. And clarity is the most powerful protector you can have in this life. When you walk across the street, if you have clarity to be able to see what is coming in both directions, that is a form of protection. It's a form of absolute reality, an embracing of reality. There's no projection on top of the street saying, cars don't exist because I'm afraid of cars. The bliss within is also a side effect of receiving these energies within. I cannot describe this to you, but as someone asked, they said, is it just a sound or something? It's like, no, it's not like that. It's the feeling of freedom is much more profound than just a buzzing in your ears or a fly hitting you in the eye, just like a fly just did right now. And many of you who may have experienced subtle openings here and there, just really pay attention. You'll actually see as you're chanting a mantra or as you're letting go of a preconceived notion of what this moment is, you may all of a sudden notice a feeling of freedom, almost like a cool wind or a soft, fluffy wind hitting you. These are these mini moments that lead to the grand moment. And every one of them allows a deeper relationship with reality. So the only thing to fear is ignorance, if there is such a thing. You know, ignoring what is before you. Ignorance, right? But if you embrace receiverance, let's make up another word. Embrace receiverance means you receive everything. And if you receive everything, that includes also the wisdom for you to make the right choices for what is proper and right for you in this moment. And the beautiful side effect of this is also an experience of freedom, bliss, the spiritual aha moments that many sages have talked about since the dawn of time, and they are indescribable, which is why I will not attempt to describe them accurately now. This is a receiving path, not a filtration path. With your own internal experience, receive everything that is there. There's nothing to fear with it, as much as you may have been taught that. This is right, this is wrong, I can't feel this, I can't feel that. No, this is all that there is. This is the divine energy. When you get the mind out of the way and perceive it with the eyes of a child, something much different happens. So I hope this helps you on your spiritual journey. Take care for now.
Are you interested in working with a spiritual teacher in a formal setting? Well, perhaps the Wisdom Life School is for you. If you're interested in checking out what the Wisdom Life School is all about, just go to aratima.com.